just a quick run through of what I've done. I put the car back on the ground. I have not torqued anything down yet, and I still have the gas strap off of this gas tank. Yeah, right there. You can see it. I haven't torqued or adjusted anything, but everything's in. Minus the parking brake cables. I just bought some of those. I bought some, I think, Ray Bestos. The picture looked almost identical to a genuine Honda brake cable, which are discontinued. Now I meant to put in the Del Sol. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Yeah. I meant to put in the Del Sol 1725, and instead, by accident, I put the 4040 on. So I'm just going to leave the 4040 on and see how it behaves. If I don't like it, I'll put the 1725 on. I had to remove the bracket. Oops. Also you had to remove these screws in order to remove that bracket, and I'll show that bit in a little bit. I ended up taking off the airbox cleaner. Took out the filter so stuff wouldn't fall on it. I took off all these wiring harness, which this one you just push out, and then you grab these two and pull. This one you had to, I think, push in a little bit. That one was quite difficult. There was a bracket here. There's actually only 2 bolts that connect. You can see them right there. That actually connect the bracket. And the bracket bends. It's flat. It arcs away. And the bracket faces the back towards the 2 lines. And so I had a hard time with that. And when you take these bolts out, there's actually 2 springs in there, and there's a washer. I think the springs are probably what end up changing the pressure amounts. This came out of the bracket, and there's 1 screw in the bracket that holds it, and a little metal nipple right there that goes into the body in order to prevent it from moving. And this bolt and the other 2 bolts that hold this bracket on are identical. This is a bigger bolt, and it goes through the housing and connects the wiring harness. And this one here was a PETA. I think, yeah, it was just this clip right here. It bends out and then pulled it out. I believe I've had these apart before, so it was a little bit easier. And pulling this thing off of that bracket was a pain in the butt. Actually, it's this thing right here. So that goes on there. That was a pain in the butt. And then I had to open this up and unscrew those 2. So those 2 came out right there, and then I just put the screws back in. And that allowed me to get in there a lot easier to bolt this thing in. I had it, the bracket I bolted in last. I just had it sitting in here so that I could move it around. This bottom back line I put in, everything I put in by hand. I was afraid of stripping it out, and there was a few times it wouldn't go. That back one was the one I put in first, and then the bottom one closest to the shock tower, strut tower, I put in next, and then the bottom one there further away, and then worked up here to this one, then to this one, and then to this one finally. And for this one here, I actually had to bend this thing out. I had to move it all around until I got it in there. But they all went in, luckily. And as soon as they all went in, did I realize it was the wrong darn one. So it'll be easier the second time if I need to put one in. And that's pretty much all I've done today. I'll show you the bit that I used in the tool. This is something I picked up from Harbor Freight for, gosh, I think less than 10 bucks, I think. And that's the item number 68457. And the bit I used was a T35 with the hole in the center. I don't know what these are called, but that's what you need right there. I think I used a T30 or a T40 for the door. I can't tell because I can't see any markings on there. So, and that's it.